my lovelies, and welcome to another video in a completely different background this time. And I'm very sorry if it's echoing. I just really wanted to film this video today for you guys because I am back on YouTube super regular, as you could have seen from my previous videos. I'm publishing again 2 videos a week, which I'm so proud of myself for. Even though I'm traveling, I'm just basically always trying to film something on the move. So if you would like to follow me regularly, please do subscribe to my channel, because it would mean the world to me, A, and B, because then you will keep up to date with what I'm posting. Especially if you do click on that notification little bell thingy, it will always notify you whenever I publish a new video. Today's video is a very requested one. You guys have asked me to film like a video about my skincare routine and about kind of like top tips on glowing skin. My skin has been on quite a journey, and I'm very happy with it right now, touch wood, because now I'm very comfortable walking around without any makeup and feeling like my skin looks glowy and it feels great and the pores look good and there's not as much pigmentation as there was before. I don't really get many breakouts. So I really wanted to talk to you about like how I've achieved it, and if I'm brave, I'll actually try and insert like a picture of my skin before and picture of my skin now, which I think could help many of you, but it's pretty scary because sometimes I'm even scared of looking at my skin back then. And I've never actually had acne prone skin, not even as a teenager. However, I would get an occasional blackhead, which then I would pick, and then that would spread, and then basically I would get serious issues with pigmentation and lack of glow, because my skin is naturally quite dull. Also, the color of it is quite dull. I have oily T-zone and dry peripheral zones of my face, which is why it can sometimes also be kind of annoying to look after it. Now, if you're following me regularly, you definitely know that I've been using Foreo now for some time, and I've been actually working with them on this video and on several other things before for a while now, actually, because I've really liked the brand and I like using their brush, but that's not what this video is going to be about. So that's what I use anyway, like for a while when cleansing my skin. But what I've discovered more recently, something that I want to speak to you about, because I think this gadget is absolute breakthrough and my superpower, especially when traveling. So I'm talking about UFO device by Foreo, which is this new gadget specially made for masking, or what I call smart masking, because it only takes 90 seconds to use this device and to get full spa treatment at home. Usually I'm very skeptical about anything that is like 1-minute hair mask or 11-in-1 shampoo or things like that, because I feel like for things to actually work and to be good, you need time, but not when they are actually using the smartest technology there is, and when they are actually saving you time, saving you money to kind of like get everything in one item, which you can carry in your suitcase, in my case. So I'm just gonna, like, I know I'm like getting way too excited and I should really tell you more about this device. So this little thing here is basically, I would say, like several different treatments in one machine. It comes with 2 packs of masks. So you have like Make My Day, which is the light blue one, and then you have Call It a Night. These are like evening masks. Now, when I say masks, I mean it's like a tiny little shape of this sheet mask that you use day or night. To start from the beginning, the day mask is hydrating and anti-pollution. It contains hyaluronic acid and red algae, which obviously both promote plumpness, glow, and youthful look. Whereas the night one is revitalizing and nourishing ginseng and olive oil. So nourishing, hydrating, and like just feeding your skin. So how this works is, first of all, I am using an iPhone app with my UFO device. You can install an app, and every time you want to use a new mask, you can scan a barcode, which will then tell you how many masks you have left within your pack, which is great when you're on the go and you can always know kind of like when you're running low. Then what you do is you remove this little see-through kind of like lid, but it actually has a hole in the middle, and you place the sheet mask on this gold plate which says Foreo. And it's still a bit wet because I've just washed it. I've actually masked this morning, hence the glow. So you place the little sheet on this golden plate, then you close it and you turn it on. You will notice there will be a light showing, and this is already starting to work. So this completely ends all your sheet mask struggles, because you don't really have to keep like a wet mask on your face for like 20 minutes and you like cannot move, cannot even lift your head. But you actually use this device around your head. Now this is already heating up, because the first stage of, now you can hear it's the second stage already. So this device has hyperinfusion technology, which means that in 90 seconds it gives you all the nourishing materials and like all the nourishing substances from this sheet mask into your skin in 90 seconds by using different kinds of technologies. So it uses thermotherapy, cryotherapy, LED light therapy, and then you also have the masks which have the activated substances in it. So how I do it is, I obviously, like I told you, I put my app on, I scan the barcode, I say start masking, and then as I switch it on, because it's connected with my phone, it tells me what is it doing in which stage. First it kind of like heats up, then it uses the red LED therapy, I think it uses obviously the cryotherapy, it uses the green LED, and it kind of like hyper infuses all of these nourishing materials into your skin. I really love it, and to be very honest with you, even if I wasn't working with Foreo on like their devices and trying them out, I would definitely want to test this out, because I'm really getting into all of those kind of like skincare products and gadgets. So I find it very, very interesting, and I think that it's quite a science and quite a technology behind this product. So it will definitely make it to my monthly favorites, like completely not like, my monthly favorites are never sponsored. It's always very, very genuine, and it's always what I love, because my number one rule in my like YouTube channel and everything I do is that my favorites are not sponsored. So I definitely love this, and it will make it to my monthly favorites because I think it's amazing. In case you were wondering, these packs of sheet masks actually contain 7 of each, and if you buy the device, it comes with one sheet mask, comes with a charger, like a USB charger, and I've only charged this once, but it's already lasting me, it's never running out of battery. So I don't know if it's like Luna by Foreo, I have Luna 2, and if it's like that, it will last for a year without having to be recharged, which is amazing. So UFO's hyperinfusion therapy uses your skin's natural reactions to kind of like heat and cold, and use T-sonic pulsations to give you all the like nourishing ingredients from the masks into your skin in only 90 seconds, which is basically saving you time and money, because you get like all the spa treatments in 90 seconds. What more could you wish for? I mean, for me, it's just amazing, and I love it. And of course, the link will be below for you to check it out. Now, I've told you guys that this mask has some anti-pollution properties, which I think pollution is a big factor for like preventing your skin from glowing, and we're so focused on UV protection, etc., that we really forget protection from pollution. But as a pharmacist, let me tell you that protecting your skin from pollution is number one thing from preventing aging and for getting a glow, because pollution actually, like, it kind of like all of these like pollution particles, they attack your skin and they create free radicals, which then cause damage for your skin, wrinkles, spots, all sorts of issues. And you really need to prevent it from pollution, because no matter where you live, there is a reason why people who live in like farms and villages usually have better skin, and it's the kind of like healthy air. You know how sometimes when you go on like a holiday or away from the city and the busy life, your skin gets better? It's probably because of pollution. It's also because you're eating better and you're like relaxed, so there's not as much stress hormone as usually. But I would say pollution is number one scariest thing there is currently, together with UV protection. So my number two tip would be to use something to protect your skin from pollution and from UV rays. I'm currently using a Sisley product which actually contains SPF 50, it contains anti-pollution, it has like brightening properties, and it's really great for my skin. I use it every single day under my makeup. I love it, and I just think it's very important to find a product that will contain anti-pollution and SPF before you leave your home every single day, because honestly guys, that would just be my skincare rule number one. Anti-pollution, SPF, really for glowing skin, that's something you have to pay attention to. So if you're someone like me that sometimes has issues with pigmentation, I realized that I had main problems with pigmentation when I wasn't using SPF, because even if it's not sunny outside and you have like some redness on the skin, it will pigment way worse if you're not using SPF, because the skin is not protected, it's very young, it's very new, it hasn't got the barrier yet to protect itself, so it will like darken, and those kind of spots take so long to get rid of, because the pigment that it excretes gets to the surface of the skin, it looks really dark, and it's kind of like protecting itself, so it just stays there for longer periods than 1 month, because it takes around 27 to 28 days to for a cell turnaround. So for you to get new cells, it's like longer than to protect it from pigmentation. Remember that. Okay, my next skincare tip would be a very obvious one, which is super annoying for most of people, but it's like drink plenty of water and eat a lot of antioxidants. So I would say vitamin C, vitamin E, as well as nuts, which are rich with vitamin B, and the healthy oils for your skin. Those would be a must. I am very lucky because I actually love fruits and I love nuts, and there isn't a day that goes by without me having like a fruit plate or like a handful of nuts. We always in my house have like a plate of nuts on the table, and honestly it's something that I would never be able to imagine my life without. So try and get this in like a habit. If you're like me also and have an issue with drinking a lot of water, I would put like a large bottle of water somewhere, like I put it on my work desk, and then I just sip on it throughout the day, or put it in your car and like make sure to drink it while you're driving, etc. Another thing is that I know, if anyone knows, that it's so difficult to eat healthy and eat like omegas and all of these like biotin and vitamins which are great for your hair and for your skin every day, which is why I take multivitamins. I actually take at least 1 Berocca a day every day for 2 reasons. One reason is I put 2 Beroccas in like a huge bottle of water because I hate drinking water, and that makes it more drinkable for me. I then enjoy drinking it. It's like, I don't even know how to express it, but it tastes better, and it's like, I feel like it's actually better for me because it's rich with vitamins and minerals and all of these things that I know are gonna like result in better skin, better hair, better nails, etc. I feel like my nails are so much better since I've been using the vitamins and omegas and biotin and my eyelashes and my eyebrows. So, you know, if you cannot actually get your fruits and your fish and your nuts and everything every day, at least try and take some multivitamins and supplements, or just one which contains all of them. So that should help. Next thing for healthy skin is kind of very affordable because it's free, but it's honestly a very important tip of mine, and that would be to always cleanse your skin at night. Never go to bed with makeup. But even people who actually clean their skin and like they're like, oh, I never go to bed with makeup. However, have you ever woken up in the morning and realized that you haven't really cleaned your skin that well last night? So my top tip for glowing skin would be, even once you like removed makeup and you washed your face, just give it a little test with like a cotton pad and wipe it over and check if you've removed every single particle of makeup from your skin, because some of the makeup is very heavy and very difficult to remove. So give it that little one last step. You've already done so much. So before you moisturize, before your serum, before all of that stuff, please try and give it a last test to see how well you've actually cleansed, because people often think that they've removed all the makeup, they've removed all the dirt, but then in the morning when they wash their face, they actually realized, and I've had a lot of my friends tell me this, they're like, oh my god, I like wash my makeup off, I remove everything, I clean my skin, I use the flannel, and the flannel is still dirty in the end. So yeah, just definitely try and give it that extra step. I would also finish the face wash routine with like a cold flannel opposed to hot, because it closes the pores and heat actually ages your skin. So it's good to open the pores, to nourish the skin, etc. But then it's also very good to cool it down before you go to sleep, because that way you will close the pores, get all the nourishing ingredients and so on, and then you will close the pores and your skin will not be aging unnecessarily. Again, saunas and massages are very good as well for your skin. So if you do go to sauna, give your skin a little massage. There are so many YouTube tutorials on how to massage your skin to prevent aging, to give it extra glow. And of course, my next tip would be exfoliation, which I know I said I'm not gonna mention, but I'm only gonna briefly touch upon, because I think exfoliation is extremely important for glowing skin, because dead skin cells will never look glowy, and they will never, no matter how much highlighter you use, you will look like a desert cracked land with a highlighter. No one wants to look like that. My favorite exfoliators are the acid-based one opposed to mechanical ones, the ones with the particles. I don't like them so much because they tend to actually damage the skin rather than like scratch it rather than exfoliate so much. But acid exfoliators are the best. You leave them on, it's like kind of like a mask version. You leave them on and they basically dissolve the cell membrane of the dead cells. So basically what keeps the dead cells together is the cell membrane. These acids, they dissolve the membrane so that once you rinse it off, it rinses off the dead cells as well, rather than like peeling or scratching or something crazy like that. So I would highly recommend acid exfoliators. Of course, if you have like problematic or sensitive skin, you should always consult your dermatologist before you use these. One last thing that I would like to talk to you about is de-stressing your life, and I know this is a very difficult one. I am someone who's pretty calm nowadays, but I do have a stressy personality because I'm a control freak, and being a control freak is not something I'm very proud of, but it's what it is, you know. Like everyone tells me, I like to micromanage everything. I like to know what's going on everywhere. I like to know in advance where I'm going, who's going to be waiting for me there, where is the hotel, what is the hotel, what does it look like, check it on Instagram, check it on Google, check the reviews. I like to know everything, basically. So I can stress out people around me, I can be quite stressy. I like to know what I'm working on. I like to know what are my future plans. I have to say, I'm not someone that will like ever stress about like being in like, I'm not someone that's gonna stress about being in a 3-star hotel, but I'm gonna stress about not knowing where I'm going. Does that make any sense? Like, I'm very easy otherwise, but I need to know what's happening. So to de-stress, what I do are these like little things that I do are breathing exercises. Anyway, as a teenager, I had to go through some kind of like, what would you call it? Like physiotherapy? Yeah, physiotherapy is the word. And they also taught me breathing exercises because I had to do breathing exercises in order to be developing properly. And I kind of stopped doing them. At the time, I didn't really realize like what was the point about these breathing exercises. But now, whenever I'm somewhere where there's a lot of fresh air, I really enjoy being mindful and doing breathing exercises while I'm practicing law of attraction and gratitude and having positive thoughts while I'm doing my breathing exercises. Now, that really puts my heart pace like calm. I have low blood pressure and like high heart rate, so this really calms me down and gives me that like nice peace and de-stresses me even when I'm most stressed. It reduces the cortisol, which is the stress hormone levels in my blood, and it gives me a healthy glow complexion, or that's what I like to think, because stress is really bad for your skin, it's bad for your weight, it's bad for your mind, it's bad for your happiness. So we cannot avoid being stressed in life because we all work, we all have like difficult families, or we all have problems like personal relationship problems. So stress is always there, but what you can learn is how to deal with it, how to battle it, and how to become better at coping with stress. I can actually film a whole video on that topic as well, because I feel like I've really mastered it as a Pisces and like hyper sensitive, hyper emotional, hyper dramatic person. I've completely learned to like now not like keep stress at bay, but when it comes to like calmly and composedly fight it. So those are my top tips and like current favorites for skin. I could also do a dedicated skincare routine video if you guys would like to see that. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know and I will make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Bye!